Hey, I'm Ryan with Inglewood Instruments, and I'm here to break down the difference between our river guitar and a strumstick from McNally, the McNally Strumstick. This is one that a lot of people have heard of. Over the years, I hear people say, hey, isn't that just a strumstick? Did you just, take the strumstick idea? Which I get, because both are actually based on an Appalachian mountain dulcimer, or lap dulcimer. A lot of people know what those are. They're both tuned DAD, if you're buying the DAD version of the McNally Strumstick. They both have slightly longer necks and strange looking fret spacing. So let me go ahead and show you how those two are similar and different, because it's both, right? So here's your McNally Strumstick. It's a rather long piece. I don't remember the exact measurement. I don't want to say like 34 inches, give or take. It is one piece of wood that's all one neck that gets splayed across the back, and then you got a top and a bottom put on there. Okay, this one's got a pickup put in it. It's got three mandolin style tuners on the side with the holes drilled through there. We've got a 0 fret, right there, that's a 0 fret. That's similar to a lot of other folk instruments out there. This does have an octave and a half-ish worth of frets on it, so you can go all the way up past the regular octave mark, and then you've got your flat 6.5 fret there as well. One of the things I really like about the way they construct theirs is that they've got this notch right here down, so that the neck and the frets are all one piece of wood, but it actually drops down here, so you've got a little bit more clearance of your strings across the top so that you can maybe strum it a little bit more. Obviously, it's not a huge amount of cavity space to do resonating on. And then the whole thing's about 1 inch deep. Back here, they've got like what I guess is like a carved or a laser cut little movable bridge, and then in-pin strings through. So this actually takes mandolin strings. That's the gist of it. I think a lot of people confuse my instrument with theirs because it's just that it's based on a mountain dulcimer. So this is obviously 3 strings, whereas the river dulcimer that I've built and that we're in September here putting out in the world, it's just a totally different animal in the way that it's constructed, and so the function of it's very similar. Different cars get you to the same place, right? But it's also fretted to be in one key, so it's got the mountain dulcimer style fretting, tuned DAD. We've got the flat 7 note there. We've got on up to an octave and a half strings, but you'll see that up here, obviously we don't have the same 3 on a side kind of a thing, because it's got 4, so it's got 4 ukulele high ratio gear tuners, carved bone nut there. The fretboard is a separate piece that is in this case bound on this particular instrument. The deluxe version has got 2 strips of carbon fiber under it to make sure that neck doesn't move, because the neck and the body are 2 separate pieces versus the strumstick, which is all one piece, which is actually a pretty clever design, just for what it's worth. I did try and make some of those one time. That one right there on the screen is one that I made. It was a challenge, I'm not gonna lie. We've got a much deeper body. Here's about 1.5 inches, I think. The neck sits up farther from the body so that you can get that sort of like height action. Now, the reason is because I want to be able to play in tune all the way up. There are other instruments that do not play in tune quite so well. I think the McNally Strumstick actually plays in tune pretty well all the way up. And I think that's partially because they did that thing I was just showing you with the neck fretboard coming up over it, because you want to have that, get this break angle here, keep it in tune that way. Carved bone nut there. This is floating just like the McNally one is. This is guitar strings we take from String Joy that go through the body. All in all, kind of a totally different thing. Neck is tapered, fretboard is radiused. Let me just run a few notes on both of them so you can hear the differences as well. This is again the McNally Grand Strumstick, tuned DAD. There's a little bit of buzzing, which I have realized is because this part back here, like there's friction that gets created there, it moves around. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So we've got that as our open tuning sound. I was doing a little bit of this on the others. So that's how it sounds, loosely speaking. So there you go. This is the Cumberland Deluxe Model River Dulcimer. here. So there's the difference in the sounds, you know, one's different than the other is all I'm going to say. You get one that kind of cuts through the mix, so to speak. It's very bright and forward. And this one, to me, is a little bit more warm and more rounded out. You've got a much bigger, wider, thicker body to do a lot more resonance with. So, you know, that's the kind of thing you get as a trade-off there. So anyway, those are some of the similarities, some of the differences between the Grand McNally Strumstick and the Inglewood Instruments Cumberland model river dulcimer. I hope everyone has a great day.